know.
And so it was sitting in a barn. How long was it in the barn?
It was manufactured in '68 and it was bought that same year. That's how long.
So they bought it and then parked it in the barn?
Yes.
Holy 1968 Chrysler 300, and this is going to be a good story. From what little Taryn has told me, it's pretty interesting. I've got Taryn, and he's, how old are you, Taryn?
17.
17 years old. This is your first car.
Yep.
And you just bought it, what did you say, 2 months ago?
Yep, just about.
And you were telling me this is a 440?
Yeah, 440.
And I got to ask, what drew you to this car?
It was just a nice car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sitting in a barn since it was bought, so I figured, why let it sit there and rot, you know?
And so it was sitting in a barn. How long was it in the barn?
It was manufactured in '68 and it was bought that same year. That's how long.
So they bought it and then parked it in the barn?
Yes.
Holy crap. How many miles are on it?
Yeah, about 2,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. And there's got to be a story there. Was the original owner, did the original owner die, or why would you buy a car and then park it in a barn?
No clue if the original owner is still alive or not. I just figured, why leave it in there?
Yes.
It needs the love it deserves.
Yeah. Do you mind if I open the door?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm really blown away by that.
Yeah.
This is a literal time capsule. Where was the car located? I know you said in a barn in Missouri, or?
It was here in Missouri, yeah.
What part of Missouri?
I'm not quite sure. It was somewhere in Missouri. I can't quite remember.
Yeah. You don't want to say because they have more? You don't want to say because they have more cars and you want to keep it a secret?
No, that's not. No. I just don't remember.
Yeah. Well, it really is quite an automobile.
Yeah.
Holy cow. It's in very good shape, and the patina is really nice.
Yeah.
You know, usually when they get rust under the vinyl top, they start to bubble, and it doesn't look like I don't see any bubbling at all.
Well, it was sitting in a barn, so it can't rust.
Well, I've seen some barns before where a leaky roof or something.
Yeah.
And so we were talking, and you were telling me about the. Can you go over that again as well?
So they were manufacturing these in '67, right?
Okay.
And they had these really shiny silver rears, just like this.
Right.
Well, customers were complaining that the reflection from the lights was way too bright.
Okay.
So they recalled all the ones that hadn't been sold yet, and they painted them all just matte black, just straight up matte black.
Okay.
So by January 1st, 1968, all the ones that hadn't sold yet were all matte black.
Okay.
This one was manufactured in '68, but it still has the silver.
Interesting. That's a unique story I would have never even thought of, and it's got the
DOT recall.
Oh, really?
So this car was actually manufactured in 1967 as a '68 model.
Okay.
January they recalled them as a voluntary and painted all of them black. This has already been sold.
Okay. Now that's Taryn's mom speaking. We don't have a mic on you, but and it's interesting the side marker lights.
Yeah.
On the back end. Then I see the front in the bumper. I'll get to that in a minute. And what is your favorite thing about the car so far, Taryn?
Just the car itself.
The car itself?
She drives like a dream.
Does she?
Yeah.
And any future plans as far as what you're going to do?
Fix the radio and the AC, but mostly I'm going to leave it stock.
Yeah.
Clean it up a bit, fix the vinyl, restitch the interior, redo the silver on the back.
It looks like you've replaced some hoses so far and belts.
Those were done before I bought this.
Oh, okay.
So he was taking a little bit of care of it at least.
Yeah.
But he wasn't giving it the love it deserved at
yes.
all.
Don't you find this interesting? This is like a juice can or something back
yeah,
in the day.
that's exactly what that is.
Yeah. Now, is that vacuum, or do you know what it is?
I believe it's vacuum. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, quite an interesting story. Anything addition do you want to say before we wrap it up?
Give your car the love it deserves.
Yeah.
Take it on the road. Let it just exist for once. Let it breathe.
Yeah. And it's got hideaway headlights.
Yeah. The motor for it is being restored, so these don't work right here. It goes here. The motor for it needs restored. But
okay.
Other than that, perfect car.
Yeah. Wonderful.
It's entirely stock. Cherry red paint. It needs redone, but cherry red paint.
Well, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Taryn, thank you so much for showing us the car and also telling us the story behind the car.
Of course.